We are coming to you from Cinnamon Lakeside, Colombo. I'm Savini Pandikorala. Welcome to the show. And with me here today is Mr. Nuwan Gunaratna, Lecturer, Department of Accounting, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Welcome to the program, sir. To begin with, I would like to ask you, could you briefly describe what sustainability is and its relevance to the business?
Well, you can look at sustainability from different angles. But if you look at what is commonly accepted, that is given in Brundtland report or our Common Future report in 1987, which defines sustainable development as the development that ensures that your activities are not depriving the future generations of enjoying the same level of satisfaction as we are having right now. Then it's a sustainable development. But then people wanted to identify what is or how to do this. And that's where the triple bottom line aspect came in, where you try to maintain a sound balance between economic, social and environmental aspects. So in a nutshell, sustainability is maintaining this long-term balance between environmental, social and economic aspects. Then coming to a second question, the importance of this. Well, when we look at what's happening now, it can be the environmental pollution, it can be the social issues we have. So I think sustainability is very much important in the Sri Lankan context, and there can be a lot of things we can achieve if we can really practice sustainable management in an effective way.
Right. Also, could you please share some of the initiatives taken by the university, that is the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, in terms of transmitting this framework across Sri Lanka?
Yes, in fact, I'm attached to a University of Sri Jayawardhanapura Department of Accounting, the management faculty. So we are the largest management faculty in the country. A few years back, identifying this need for sustainability management education, we introduced a course unit on sustainability management accounting. It's an elective course unit introduced at the 4th year. So since then, we have been training the future accountants to be the leaders of sustainable accounting. That's one aspect. Then on the other hand, we have taken several initiatives to disseminate this vital knowledge to the business community. In 2014, we had a forum on sustainability management accounting, where we had a gathering of more than 250 business professionals. Also in 2015, we actually hosted a global conference on environmental and sustainability management accounting in Sri Lanka, and actually this was for the first time in the South Asian region. So we have taken some academic as well as practical approaches to disseminate this knowledge.
How successfully has Sri Lanka adopted to this sustainability reporting concept and the GRI framework, you call it? So how successfully the Sri Lankan companies have moved towards this?
Yes, first of all, I should tell you that sustainability or even integrated reporting for that matter, it's a journey. It's a journey with a lot of commitment, a lot of endurance. So it's good to see that many companies in Sri Lanka have adopted sustainability concepts, and even they are reporting on sustainability concepts in terms of GRI. In fact, in our study which we conducted, we realized that out of the CST listed companies, there are more than 100 companies who report on sustainability. So basically they prepare their sustainability reports based on GRI guidelines. But having said that, there are so many non-listed companies who follow sustainability. I think in general, we have shown a lot of interest, we have shown a lot of progress in terms of sustainability and also in terms of embracing its reporting aspects in terms of GRI.
Right. You said it's a journey. So in that perspective, what are the challenges a company might face?
Yes, I should say that the challenges would be highly company specific, but one of the key challenges, if I'm just to generalize them, one key challenge would be the awareness. Because you need awareness across your value chain, awareness across your organization, and you need everyone's commitment. I think the commitment comes from the awareness. So that awareness is one issue, and also connected to this awareness, there is a problem of not understanding the vitality of these aspects and how you can relate them to your business. So awareness is one issue, and also we think that lack of sometimes the institutional support for these activities. Maybe there are some lapses in the regulations, also lapses from the professional environment, because some of these universities or professional accounting bodies have not yet incorporated these subjects. So that also is a part of lack of awareness. So there are many challenges, but what I'm happy is that Sri Lanka is making steady progress here.
Moving on to the IR
Yes.
topic, do you think banking, finance and insurance display the highest adoption rate? If so, why? What's the reason?
Yes, exactly. Because in our study we realized that the banking, finance and the insurance sector has the highest rate of IR as well as sustainability reporting adoption. So if I'm not mistaken, there are 13 companies in this sector who follow integrated reporting. When you look at the reasons, there are a couple of reasons, but I think all these reasons stem from their industry, because this industry is highly regulated and the institutional framework of the industry is well developed. And also we thought that we saw that these companies have a lot of or high level of public visibility. Therefore they have a need, there is a demand for them to do better and to follow these new concepts. Also we saw that in this industry there are many financial professionals employed, so that they can steer these processes forward because they have this background. So I think that's why the finance, banking and the insurance sector has the highest rate of adoption.
Right. Also looking at the companies who have adopted this IR framework, do you think they have achieved the intended objectives?
Well, again, let me go back to my previous preposition. It's a journey. It's a journey. So that following IR is a testimony of that they are moving in this journey. I think we are still at an infancy stage to say that they have achieved the objectives. Perhaps maybe 5 years down the line we will be able to say whether they have done well or not, but still I'm sure that they're making a progress.
Okay, to adopt to IR successfully, there should be internal supporting mechanisms and external driving forces, right? So could you briefly explain about this internal mechanisms?
Yes, talking about the internal mechanisms, in our study we identified several internal mechanisms. One internal mechanism was that you need to have this thinking in your organization. So integrated reporting is not simply a reporting framework. You need to have the thinking and you are reporting on that thinking. So that what's important is that thinking should be there within the organization. I think that is one of the most vital and important internal driving force. Secondly, we saw that many of these organizations have followed in sustainability reporting in the past, so they found it easier to move to integrated reporting. So that following or having this sustainability thinking would facilitate your integrated reporting. Then also we saw that these organizations, these early adopting companies, they have dedicated business units. They have staff who follow or who work on integrated reporting. So that having this infrastructure in your organization is also very important. And very importantly, we saw another notable factor, that is the support of the top management and the conducive culture in the organization. So that is also very vital if you want to follow integrated reporting. So these are the internal driving forces.
Right. About the external driving forces, if you may just touch upon.
Yes. In fact, our study was conducted on the public listed companies in Sri Lanka. Therefore, these companies have high level of visibility. So that is one side. They are either industry leaders or they have high level of visibility because they are listed companies. Then these companies, some of these companies have strong external relationships. Either their customer base is international and they demand better performance, or they are a part of a multinational. So these are some of the important external driving forces, but at the same time we saw that there are a lot of competitions taking place, there are a lot of workshops happening, so that because of these they are motivated to apply these novel technologies.
Right. Do you think companies face a lot of challenges in managing these internal and external driving forces in moving towards IR?
Yes, yes. I think the absence, if you look at the internal supporting mechanisms, absence of these mechanisms will itself be a barrier for the adoption. If you don't have the top management support, if you don't have this thinking, if you don't have information capturing systems, if you don't have dedicated staff, they will be the real barriers.
Right. What are the benefits moving towards integrated reporting?
Yes, there are so many benefits, but what I see is that it really integrates your thinking to see the bigger picture of what you're doing. Because you might be doing a lot of activities, maybe CSR activities, some sustainability activities, some governance actions, but integrated reporting aligns your thinking to a coherent system so that you know what you are doing, so that it gives you a meaning to what you do. So that is the most important benefit as far as I concern.
Right. In general terms, if you take Sri Lanka, are we in a position to positively adapt to any changes that are happening in terms of accounting and finance profession?
Yes, my understanding is yes, but with some reservations. And we have seen that even in our study, we realized that 35%, nearly 35% of the companies listed in Sri Lanka are following sustainability reporting. So that's a good number. I think this has not even been witnessed in elsewhere, even not in Singapore, the most developed country in our region. So that we see some positive signs of high level of responsiveness for these changes. But having said that, there are certain segments in the finance profession who still don't see a real need to adopt this technology. So that mostly yes, but still with some reservations.
Right. Finally, could you give us a summary about all these frameworks, IR, then sustainability, and a final message to our viewers in terms of adopting to that and in terms of their benefits and your point of view as to how and why they should be moving on to these lines in order to ensure a strong global footing?
Yes, mainly I think the business environment has drastically changed. So whatever it's not as usual approach anymore. So there are a lot of things that are happening, and also especially with the social media, whatever little mistake that you do can have a huge impact on your organization. Therefore, you have to be responsible and responsive to these changes. And also, there is a business case. When you look at sustainability, definitely there is a business case that you can have a lot of economic performance if you follow these actions. So I think your motivation to follow these new innovations or new technologies or new developments in accounting should come from different areas. Cost savings, maybe the compliance, or even you can generate competitive advantage. Therefore, what my final message is that look at this development, try to understand what these developments are, and as much as possible try to see how far they are relevant in your business, and if possible and if they are relevant, adopt them. So because other companies around the world have got the benefit, so why not you?
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
It's a pleasure having
Yes,
you.
me too. Thank you very much.